Oh, do you know what? Do you know what I'm gonna
But the
say?
big question with Brad Holmes is, what are you going to do at the quarterback position? Because if he had his quarterback, like if he was in a position to draft, a Trevor Lawrence and that was our QB to work with, and then he was just had to get him the weapons, I would feel extremely confident. Or hell, even if we had a no-name bridge quarterback, if we had a Geno Smith, a guy who they're not going to be beholden to, and he's just the stopgap. Even then, I would have a lot of faith in him because I know he has draft capital. He's going to go get his guy at some point using that draft capital, whether it be moving up in the draft or trading for an established QB. The issue is it's Jared Goff, and Jared Goff is in that no man's land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, what happens this year if the Lions go out and win 8 to 9 games? That's a 6-win improvement over the last year. And let's say Jared Goff is the 13th best QB in football. I'm just pulling a number out, right? He's top 15, top 14. Um, and the games they lost weren't really his fault, right? Like maybe the defense gave out, or a receiver or a running back was fumbling and it wasn't Goff turning the ball over. If Goff really does like revive his career, like obviously that's the preferred choice, right? Then you use that draft capital and just keep building the team. Like that is the best option. So if that can happen, great. It will really depend on what we see out of him this year. Another year in the Lions system, he has got lots of weapons. You have Jamison Williams, you have TJ Hawkinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, DeAndre Swift. You have a running game, you have a top 5 O-line in football, and you have a great receiving core with depth. There are no excuses for Jared Goff this year. I need to see, like, literally, it needs to be a career year for him. And if it's anything less, I'd move on from him. But will Brad Holmes do that? That's where I'm worried. So, like, if Weaver and and Stevie are here, Holmes is like here. It's good, like on the scale, like to the floor. It's good, but I need to see what he does with quarterback before
Right,
anything
because
else.
you have a lot
But
less
I
than
give him credit so far. I've been very happy with the job he's done. So I'm giving him credit. He deserves credit for what he's done. But the quarterback is the most important position in football. I need to see how he handles it and what he does with it.
you
And we'll
know
see what he and I'm fine with giving Goff another year to show his stuff. I really am, because last year, in fairness to him, the great O-line was injured half the time. We never actually saw Ragnow, Sewell, and Decker all on the line in one game. One of them was always injured or out. So I'd like to see what he does with that full stacked O-line, and this year with actual receivers instead of, Quintez Cephas, right? Like, in all fairness to Goff. So I want to see what he does this year. And if he can, again, I hope he does what Troy Weaver did to me and makes me eat my words. Because I would love that. Again, save the draft capital, use it on other shit that other than QB.
what I here. What's your year, Griff? What's your year?
So if the rebuild goes as
Let's assume
scheduled,
it does. Let's assume it goes great.
if
Let's
Brad
assume
Holmes has
it
done
goes
his
how you
job,
think it'll
the
go.
Lions should win a Super Bowl. I'm not going to say this year. So there'd be 2022 and 2023 is this year. 23-24 would be the year after that. I'm going to say the same thing as I said for the 24-25, because by 24-25 you will have one of two things. Your roster will be stacked. It would be Holmes would now have a team that basically everyone on the team would either be his draft picks or his signings at that point, right? Like, other than maybe Frank Ragnow and a couple others, but like the team will be largely either guys he chose to re-sign from the Bob Quinn era, guys he signed in free agency, or guys he drafted. Like, the entire team is he built it. It will also either mean you have had Goff and he was your decision and he was the answer and you went with him, or it means you drafted a rookie in 2000 and the 2023 draft and he's had 2 years in the league to acclimate. And in his second year, he needs to be ready to win a championship, similar to Joe Burrow. Like if he is like, with the quarterback typically, right? Like they are either have it or they don't. And that second year is typically when you find out. So I'm going to say 2025. If things are on track, it should be that. And because that's kind of how the NFL is built for variety. So you're supposed to be able to launch up and down very easily in terms of being able to rebuild. That's why they don't have a lottery.
I think that here's what I think. I think they're going to.
I mean, you are allowed to say never technically.
So, no, they did it once. Well, not a Super Bowl. They won an NFL championship, so they were able to do that, and that's enough for me to satisfy me. So it's hard to say. Okay, I can't. I was so much more confident in saying that they'll win one. Now I'm not. I don't know why. But here's what I will say. They will win a playoff game in 2026.
Playoff game in
That's
26.
as far as I'm going. That's as far as I'm going.
No, Brad.
So
no. Here's the thing.
Okay. I'll give you one better.
No,
2025.
tell you right now, Brad.
2025.
They need to win a playoff game in the 2020 in the 2023-2024 season. They need to win a playoff game.
What if they make the playoffs and they lose? You think they're going to make the playoffs this year?
Not this year, but the year after.
Will they win a playoff game? I mean, you only get one game.
That's true.
And they don't have Matthew Stafford, who should have risen.
It depends on how. If it's just a close game and you get beat, because let's say they're the 6th seed and they're going against a powerhouse,